Imagine you're gripping a blue pen in your hand. You can see its vibrant blue color clearly. You know, without a doubt, it's blue. But then, the person you trust more than anyone stares into your eyes and declares with unshakable certainty that the pen is red. They chuckle lightly, tilt their head, and ask if you're all right. They suggest maybe you're exhausted, hallucinating again. In that heartbeat, your mind stutters. You glance back at the pen. Could it really be red? Did I overlook something obvious? Am I unraveling? This fleeting doubt isn't a glitch, it's a precision-engineered psychological assassin. It's called gaslighting. And if you've ever caught yourself saying sorry for things you never did, or obsessively replaying memories because your own brain feels unreliable, then you're already ensnared in its web. Many assume gaslighting is merely advanced lying. That's a perilous error. Lying hides the truth. Gaslighting erases yours and installs theirs in its place. Picture your mind as an inner navigation system, guiding you on what's real, where you stand, and who you truly are. A gaslighter acts like a stealthy intruder, tampering with that system. You're cruising along a clear path, but they alter the display to show you're plummeting off an edge. You hit the brakes in terror, despite the road being fine. Then they turn to you and sigh. Why so overdramatic? Acting unhinged again? Today, we're dissecting this insidious tactic. We're diving beyond emotions into the brain science that makes you swallow the deception. We'll unpack the 3 phases of what experts term Perspecticide, the assassination of your viewpoint. And crucially, I'll arm you with the ultimate countermeasure to reset your mental compass and evict the intruder for good. It's not a prescription or counseling session. It's a simple technique using just paper, executable this instant. But to grasp it, we must trace how the infiltration starts with a tiny seed of uncertainty you barely register. Let's dive in. It often kicks off with a familiar jab. You're too sensitive, or you're blowing this out of proportion. This isn't casual commentary. It's a directive to override your emotional radar with theirs. Upon hearing it, your brain triggers something both intriguing and alarming: cognitive dissonance. That's the psychological label for the sharp unease of juggling 2 clashing convictions. One is your direct observation. The other is the narrative from someone you cherish or admire. Your mind despises this clash. It demands resolution to function. Here's the snare. Resolving it offers 2 paths. Path 1, stick to your senses, which forces you to admit this trusted figure is deceiving you, twisting facts, shattering your bond. That's agony. Path 2, embrace their story. Accept you're oversensitive or forgetful, and poof, the discord vanishes. The connection endures. Harmony returns. Your brain, shielding you from betrayal's sting, opts for the easier route, buying the falsehood. This isn't weakness. It's a protective instinct misfiring. You're essentially sabotaging your own navigation because the saboteur persuaded you your map was faulty. I once thought resilient, sharp-minded folks were immune to gaslighting, that it preyed only on the insecure. What a hazardous illusion. Actually, highly empathetic individuals make prime marks. Your empathy drives you to empathize with their angle, scrutinize your own shortcomings. The gaslighter flips this strength into a vulnerability. They exploit your self-doubt readiness, feeding you constant pretexts to indulge it. They nudge reality's boundaries so gradually, you miss the drift like the frog in warming water. Plunge it into scalding liquid, it leaps free. Heat it incrementally from cool, and it perishes, unaware of the peril. This escalates to the 2nd phase, far more sinister. Perspecticide, the literal slaying of your outlook. Here, resistance fades. You cease raising concerns, anticipating the dismissal. You're fabricating that. So you self-censor, patrolling your thoughts pre-utterance. You morph into your reality's curator, excising potential sparks of dispute. No longer at the wheel, your shotgun. Observing the intruder steer toward doom while murmuring, "Yeah, this route's spot on." The deadliest element here is the seclusion. Gaslighters might claim, Everyone agrees you're unhinged. Or your pals see your instability. They sever ties to your outer anchors. With your inner guide compromised and no external verification, you're adrift in murk. A thick mental haze descends. Everyday choices paralyze you. Is this the right milk? What if it's not, and I face backlash? This exhaustion stems from a besieged psyche, sprinting an endless cognitive relay to discern truth. Yet there's a pivotal instant when harm turns irreversible, when apologies spill for your mere presence. Sorry for their collision into you. Sorry for inquiring. Sorry for feeling down. You've devolved into an empty vessel, scooped clean. The intruder hasn't just redrawn the map. They've wiped the core code. You're primed for their upload. That's why self-loss feels profound. Not evolution, but wholesale substitution of your world. But here's the uplift. The authentic code lingers, buried safe behind an impenetrable barrier. Time to restart. So, how to oust the intruder? Deploy a black box, akin to an aircraft's flight recorder, capturing every detail for post-incident truth. Yours is the reality log, not a vent for emotions or woes, but a stark ledger of facts. Post-clash. Jot precisely what was uttered. The timestamp. The backdrop. Do it pronto. Memory vivid. No delays. No dissuasion. Become the chronicler. This triumphs because gaslighting thrives on memory's malleability. Pliable, swayed by feelings and hints. But paper's ink endures, unaltered by fatigue or affection. With a reality log, you forge an untouchable external archive. When they insist, I never said that. Skip the frenzy or introspection. Consult the log. Ink, date, clarity. The haze dissipates. The flaw's not yours, it's their ploy. This epiphany is your edge. It restores faith in self. Debates cease as you see your clashing realities with a denier of yours. Victory's impossible there. The log grants self-trust anew. Proof the pen's blue. You're not mad, not hypersensitive, just awakening. But beware, as your responses wane, they'll amp up, termed an extinction burst. In my next piece, I'll detail its form and the trio of words to quash it cold. It's essential armor. Subscribe so you're ready for that surge.